Okay, we're in Onshape here, and I want you to go ahead and create a document. So you just click Create Document. I've already got one started, so I'm going to open it up. And what I want you to do is to go sketch on the top plane. I want you to sketch this. So all I used was circles and rectangles. So let me go get in that sketch. I want to add one thing to it. So I just use circles and rectangles, and then go ahead and pause the video here, get that sketched out. It doesn't have to be the exact same dimensions as mine. Just get something very similar sketched out, and then we'll come back and we'll extrude this. So extrusion is where you make something 3D. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and extrude this. So you need to make sure you don't have any tool highlighted. So like here I'm on circle, right? How you get out of that tool is if it's turned blue, you just click on it so none of these are blue. Okay, we're going to extrude this circle first. And anything you don't select is going to extrude that's inside of it is going to extrude as a whole. So I'm going to select this face. Now notice I didn't get these outside, so when you have overlapping stuff and you want it, you have to go select it as well. So you just kind of keep clicking. May have to zoom in here. Keep clicking until you get everything. And then we're going to click this button, and it's going to bring up our extrusion menu. And I'm going to scroll to the side here. A couple things. There's different types of extrusions you can do. We're going to use blind right now, but we'll talk about some of these others later on. You can also flip it. So if you want it going downwards rather than upwards, you can click that arrow and it'll go up or down. And then kind of the last thing is you can set your depth. So I want this to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to hit OK. And so that'll set your depth, but you can also, if you're just wanting to eyeball something, pull it with this arrow right here. So I'm going to go back and set it at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so once I kind of get that extruded where I want it, I'm going to click that. Now notice my other pieces disappeared. That's okay because we're going to extrude those too. We're just going to click on Sketch again and go up to the top, and I want this one and this one both to extrude. So I'm going to extrude those, and we'll do those to, say, 0.33 inches. And let me rotate this around so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so we have a piece now. And notice I got a part in my parts inventory. So we're going to talk about that. The other thing, some of you had questions. Oh, I just accidentally deleted that. Get these to extrude. And this time I'll click the check mark. Okay, I don't know what this is. We're going to rename this part because later on we're going to have parts inventories where we can assemble stuff into working models. So I'll just call this Acme. I don't care. It can be anything. So you do that by right-clicking and you rename. Now I want to go ahead and assign a material because I'm going to teach you about the mass. So I'm going to assign a material, and you can click here and we'll click Onshape. I'm sorry, we're going to click there, and there'll be a whole bunch of stuff in here. If you need to search something, you can just type it. So I want 300 stainless steel. So I'll go ahead and click the check mark on that. So I assigned it a material. Oh, I didn't have it selected. Let me get everything selected. Oh, I missed part of it. Okay, everything's selected. Now I'll right click on it. Assign material. And oh, it's 300 stainless steel. We'll just make sure though. Okay, you can also change the appearance of it. So you can right click on it and edit appearances, and you can pick colors. You can also right here change the transparency. So if you have something that has glass in it, you can change it to where it's a little bit see-through. So those are some of the properties. You can also go to Mixer and create a color, and that should show up in your palettes after that once you use that. So we'll click check mark. Okay, so I've got my part here. How do I find out what the mass is? I can just go over here and display properties. I got to have it selected, so I'm going to pull out a selection box. And you can tell here that I have a mass of 0.558 pounds, volume of 1.69 or 66 inches cubed, and what the surface area is. So this will give you all those things. I'm going to go ahead and shut that down. I know some of you had problems with getting into other units, so I want to show you how to do that. Whoop, bumped off my tab. There we go. So what you'll do is you'll go right here and workspace units, and you can change this to feet, inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever you're working in. So after you've kind of watched this video, what I want you to do is you're going to click the link to that I have in Google Classroom, and you're going to come down here to exercise extrude, and you'll click the over arrow, and notice there's a whole bunch of things here. You're going to set those parts up in size, and if you ever need to change the size of a part, it's not a big deal. I just sketch it out and then start changing the sizes. Let's go to my sketch, and let's click on that and click the measurement thing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Just a second. I always forget where the measurements are. There we go. Oh, I'm struggling here. Just a second. Okay, you can retype that. So if I wanted it 50 instead of 48, you could type that. Let's do something quite a bit smaller. Let's do maybe 35. You will want to do those things before you extrude, but you can see here now I got a measurement of 35 on the diameter. It did shrink everything else. If you do this before you extrude, it shouldn't shrink everything else. I would probably go ahead and type them in, and that should get you there. So if you have any questions, I will on Thursday be having a Zoom that you can come and go. So it'll be during the hour though, and I'll email you everybody the link in my morning, when I'm telling you what we're doing, or else it may be a separate link. But if you're having troubles, come in. I can straighten them out usually pretty quickly. So that's all for today. Thanks.